Shalom Uvracha, superheroes, how are you doing? So Baruch Hashem, I wanted to remind you of a few very important things about our lives. And in the beginning, like we always mentioning, that every person, that every human being is a soul. And it's very important to remember the fact that we are soul, and not just physical bodies that are walking on earth. It's very important for the person himself to realize that. Now, I'll give you a short explanation about how the mistake can happen with a person to think that he is a body, but in reality he will lose by that the real true essence and purpose of his life. Something very, very dangerous that might happen to a person in this world. So for an example, let's say that a friend of yours will tell you, hey, can you bring me an orange? So you're going to go and pick an orange based on the peel of the orange, based on the colors of the orange, based on the outside layer of the orange, and not based on the orange itself. Now, it's simple and it's obvious that you should bring the apple, the orange with its peel. But really, when you recognize the orange as an orange, it's not because that you see the orange, it's because that you see the peel, you see the covering. Another example, when you look at a person and you say to yourself, okay, now I see Rav Dror. So in reality, you don't see Rav Dror, you see the outside reflection of Rav Dror. The real Rav Dror is something that you maybe never even met, maybe you never even been exposed to who really Rav Dror is. So from that nature of the world, we can understand how a person very easily can fall in that trap of a world of lies, a world of husks, a world of illusions that are making the person relate to things that are not really true. That's how people are following people who are not really worthy to lead them, like superstars, like famous people, like rich people, people with very attractive personalities or attractive look. And you're going to think to yourself, oh, that person is so beautiful, oh, that person is so wise, whatever. But he's just sophisticated or looks in a way that by your eyes, and you might miss the real truth about that person by leaning and counting on his outside look or how he sounds in an external way, without understanding and realizing who really you're facing and who really you're supposed to deal with. Now, of course, that when we are talking about other people or situations like that, it's very easy to understand. Yeah, I was trusting that person while that person was lying to me, or I was hoping for some salvation from that person because I thought he might do that for me, but in the end I was disappointed because I saw he did not. But that is not the main test. The main test is what you do with yourself. Means that also about yourself, you fall in that same trap of thinking to yourself that you are a physical body and you don't realize who you really are and what is your true great potential. Now, the world is a world of reflections, and in every moment and in every situation in life, something reflects the truth to you. So now, for an example, this book can reflect something to you, but when it stands like that, it will reflect in a smaller way. means that, for an example, if now a person stands in front of you and tells you, hey, you're a liar, and he is talking about everything, it doesn't have to mean that you are a liar in the full capacity of that word. It might be that you're just a liar in that aspect, because that's a book, but also that is a book. But like that, it catches the whole screen, but like that, you can barely see it. So, and it doesn't mean that it's not exist. It does not mean that it does not reflect. So, for an example, when someone rebukes you, someone tells you that something is wrong with you, and he looks at you and he tells you, hey, you're a liar, it doesn't mean now that you're a liar, and that you lied on every single thing since the day you were born. Even if he is being very emotional and tells you completely that you are a complete liar, you can try to get the hint from the words he tells you, and to try, based on your goodwill, to change and to improve and to fix and correct yourself, to recognize the real true things that between you to yourself, you know that you are a liar in those things. And this is the main and most important thing that the person will want to improve, that the person will want to learn. Because if now life brings us to certain challenges, to certain difficulties, to confront and stand in front of certain tests, and we don't want to confront those tests, so even small tests will overwhelm us, and we won't be able to function and to deal with them, because our lack of will to surrender to this supervision of life, to the message of the Creator, will make us kick and reject the rebuke completely and not to follow the real advice. But the Mishnah is asking, Ezeu Chacham, who is a wise person? Halomed mikol adam. It's the one that is ready and willing to learn from every person and from every situation and from every occasion and from every intersection in his life. In every moment, his desire and his passion to learn makes him a qualified person to observe and to get and to receive and to understand and to digest the message, only because of his true will to learn, because of his dedication and his intention that is aimed to learning. So when you're being rebuked in life, when we are being rebuked in life, let's say you found yourself that you're very lazy, you found yourself sick, you find yourself poor, you find yourself worried, you found yourself lost and confused, you find yourself with lackings, with weaknesses. So when you find yourself in those places, it's not the time to be ashamed or to be hurt or to be destroyed or to let the sorrow of the disappointment of yours from yourself kill you. Because by that you are relating yourself to your husks instead of relating yourself to your true self. Because the fact that you are lazy does not mean that you are lazy. The fact that you have fat does not make you fat. You have fat, you're not fat. You're also not a fingernail and you have a fingernail. You're not fat because you have fat. You're not stupid because you made a stupid mistake. You're not ignorant because you didn't know something, or maybe you didn't know 1,000 things, but still it doesn't make you a complete moron, a complete retard, a complete stupid. No. All this craziness of self-criticism and self-blame, that's the power of the evil inclination to make you forget, to make us forget who we really are by relating the fruit to its peel. By making you believe that you are your peels, you are your husks, you are your coverings, it makes you think that you're empty from being the fruit itself. But when you told me, hey Rav Dror, you don't call my body, you call my true self. When you choose that orange to bring it to your friend, You choose by the husk to bring, by the peel, to bring the true fruit to your friend. That's the way to grab it. It doesn't mean that that's what it is. If you're just going to bring the peel, you didn't brought the apple, you didn't brought the orange. If you're just going to bring the body of a person against his will, it doesn't mean that his personality, that the qualities of his spirit will join you and will work with you and will cooperate with you. So the real truth is that the person must cut himself from his husks, from his own coverings, and find his true identity, his true self. Now, how will you find yourself from, how will you define and divide yourself from your husks, from your surrounding, from your external aspect? By recognizing and sifting the good out of the bad. If there is goodness inside of you, so that is the real you. And if you recognize bad things, those are the coverings. Those are the things that are wrapping you. Let's say that someone died, so it seems like a bad thing, but only because we don't go all the way with understanding what really happened when that soul left her body and went back to heaven. We don't relate to that. We don't think about that. We don't let ourselves, we're not allowing ourselves to go all the way with those thoughts. We just choose to stick to the disappointment and the fear of our body that does not want to deal with the emotional feelings of separation, of loss, fear from the unknown, and whatever. And basically, most of the times we will cry for ourselves and not for that person himself. We barely even able to think what really happened with him after he died, or something like that. So when you really want to attach yourself to reality, to the truth, so you should do it by understanding that the inside of everything is the good, is the life of it thing, of that thing, and the bad of it, the bad compared to the good, is the husks. Those are the coverings. So you have a higher and more elevated portion of yourself, that is your soul, in a lower level, so that is your spirit, in a lower level, so that is your nefesh, in a lower level, so that is your body. And in a lower level, those are your actions. You understand? I hope you do. If not, so you can go back to the beginning and to watch the video again. And it's very important to share the videos and to help other people to understand the importance of their true journey of finding the truth about themselves. Because a person that does not relate to his true self and does not finding himself and is not in a spiritual journey of finding his soul is a miserable person. Like, the world is so disappointing, and every situation can be so hurtful and painful and hard and challenging, and what I'm going to do, and I have this and I have that, and you go lost in all the details, in all the errands, in all the obligations, all the daily and mundane things that are occupying your brain and consuming your life and your joy. And you're like a prisoner in your own life, and the person does not want to be in that place. But when you uplift the person from the physical aspect of his life, and you give him a spiritual advice, and you tell him, listen, sweetie, something is good inside of you, something good is going on with you, pay attention to that goodness, listen, you are an honest person, you are a kind person. Okay, you're broke, you don't have money to give charity, but you do want to. When you wanted to help me, you made a phone call, and you did. When you wanted to do this, you did. You're going to help him to find and recognize the good that is treasured inside of him, and by that help him to separate himself from the husks that are surrounding him. And if you joined in the middle of this short class, you can always go back and to hear it from the beginning. It won't hurt you. May the Creator bless you. May the Creator bless me. May the Creator bless your family. May the Creator bless my family. May the Creator bless my nation. May the Creator bless your nation. May the Creator bless the whole wide world. And may the Creator be blessed, for His name is all goodness and grace. Amen. The world does not exist. Because Olam Milshon Ne'elem, the world is just blocking the light of truth. The world called Alma Deshika, world of light, is just a fake. We're just inside of an illusion. It's just a fake. We're just inside of an illusion. We're just inside of an illusion.